Hello. Can you hear me and see me? Somebody let me know in the comments. Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Subman 65. Cool. All right, well, we'll just wait a few minutes, see if we get any more joining. It usually takes 5-10 minutes before the numbers get up. And then we will run through just an update on the industry, answer any questions. If you've got any questions, you can start sending those through. I'll hold, I won't answer them yet because people who join later are likely to ask the same questions. So I'll just see if we get a few questions and I'll answer those. But my response to your questions are likely to be a response that I'll give to questions later on. So I'll just hold fire for a minute. Have we got anyone from India on? And if so, what did you think of the cricket? Is Virat Kohli the captain? Have you all decided that he's definitely the man for the job now? Looks like it to me. Yes, he is, isn't he? Did any of you think that you were going to lose the test series, after the first test match? Yeah, I agree with you, Pankaj. I don't think there was any danger of you losing that. India don't lose at home, do they? So, yeah, you guys just got better and better, and we got worse and worse. Yeah, the spinners are pretty good. I'd also say that the groundsmen were very good for India as well. England batting is not good. Elfin 7. Hi, Samir. Well, come on. We'll start talking about the cruise news. I'll go through all the cruise lines, discuss their return to service dates. You're a football man, are you, Navin? Who do you support? Harry Nagy, good to see you. Okay, the numbers are coming up slowly, guys, so I'll give it 5 more minutes and then we'll kind of go into talking about the industry. Chris, are you on board at the moment, Chris? Shouldn't be you doing your fire rounds at the moment. Okay, no worries. Nice weather this morning off the south coast of the UK, Chris. I'm good, thanks, Bhaskar. Hope you're well. Okay, so it's 9:41 here. I'm going to give it till 9:45. So start sending any questions that you have, Martin, now. Just to see if we get a few more. $59.9 LT local time is that. So yeah, 1/4 Navin. I'm good, thanks, Raksha. How are you? Hi, Locke. I'll go into all the industry stuff. We're just seeing if anyone else is going to join in a couple of minutes, 3 minutes. I wouldn't. Vaccination. Yeah, I'll get into all of that as well. Absolutely, Navin. Okay, two minutes. Okay. So in terms of the industry, I can see a lot of people are asking about joining dates. We need to go, you know, the recruitment process is going to start again, basically from the beginning. So joining dates will be there for those who successfully pass the interview and then through the training stage. So for our company, you don't get a joining date until we've actually taken you through training, because that's almost the last stage of the interview process for us. So if you've done an interview, it doesn't mean that, you know, if we say you pass, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you get a joining date. We work with Marella, maybe working with other cruise lines. So that'll be gearing up in the next couple of months, hopefully. Just to run through the various cruise lines and the joining dates, or when the date of resumption of their cruises is likely to be. So I'll just go through all of them quickly. And, you know, we aren't the only agency out there. I know that a lot of you are looking for work. So if there's any that I can add some information on to potentially help you get work with other companies, if we, you know, don't have as many vacancies as we'd like, I'll do that. So AIDA is, I'll come back to those questions, Locke, in a bit. So AIDA, which is obviously part of the Carnival Group, they service their German customers. They are resuming in April and May properly. They had a couple of ships going down to the Canaries, but I suspect that those might not be trading at the moment. I'm not 100% sure. There, that's April, May. Azamara, which was Royal Caribbean, although I think it's independent now. That's going to be July. Carnival is set for June. Celebrity is for May. Celestial is April. Costa, it has here March. I don't know if Costa have got any ships trading at the moment, because I know that they did, as did MSC. It looked like Italy were a bit more relaxed than other European countries. So I know that they did have ships, but I'm not entirely sure on the situation at the moment. But I think, you know, they'll have more ships coming into service in March. Crystal, June. Cunard, June. Disney, June. Fred Olsen, May. Holland America Line, May. Marella, May. MSC, I've got March, but I think they may have one ship operating at the moment, but I could be wrong. Norwegian, June. Oceania, obviously part of Norwegian, June. P&O is August, and P&O Australia we got as June. Princess May, Regent Seven Seas, June. Royal Caribbean, I think a couple starting in March. Obviously in the news at the moment is Odyssey of the Seas is going to be trading out of Israel. Saga is June. Seabourn is summer 2021. Viking is June, and Virgin is July. In the UK, you know, if you're targeting UK cruise lines to try and get work with, obviously we work with Marella, but you've got P&O, you've got Saga, you've got Fred Olsen as well. So just if, you know, you're looking beyond us for potential work, the UK might be quite a good country to target because the vaccination rollout's been quite aggressive here. So we're now independent of the EU. We've been sourcing vaccinations separately from them, and we've also been involved in the development of the AstraZeneca vaccine. So Last time I checked, 40% of the adult population in the UK had been vaccinated. So that's probably like 41, 42, 43% now. So there is a step plan for coming out of lockdown in the UK at the moment. So today is the first day since the end of December where my daughter went to school this morning. Hooray! We're back to some normality. So so that's step one in the UK. Then on the 29th of March, they're allowing some mingling between other households, up to 6 people outside, and outdoor sports. 12th of April in the UK, there is the opening of non-essential businesses and pubs, so retail. At the moment, it's just essential retail that's open, so supermarkets, places like that. So 12th of April, they'll be opening. 17th of May, all businesses, apart from the highest risk businesses, that I think that will include cruise lines. I think they'll be in the highest risk band, because, you know, it's understandable. We do know that diseases spread quite easily, or infections do on cruise ships. Although obviously the mitigations that I have in place mean that won't be as much the case, but you know, there's still that perception that cruise is high risk, so I don't think that the UK government would risk it. And then on the 21st of June, that's when the government's planning on reopening all businesses. So these are all of those dates I've given you, and that stage of reopening, that's the earliest possible date that could happen. So they're opening schools, and then they're going to be opening, obviously, outdoor sports. But what happens is it takes 4 weeks to see the impact that opening the schools will have. So they're opening schools, kids are going back. Within 4 weeks, you can get the data through. Is it having a negative impact? Are we seeing a big increase in infections? And then they look at that data over 4 weeks, and then if it's going as they expected and wanted, then the 5th week they go, right, 12th of April, opening of non-essential businesses. So that's scheduled for the 12th of April if we're trending in the right way. Hi, Jit. I'll come to you soon about training locations. So 12th of April, then opening non-essential businesses. So again, it's 4 weeks. Have a look at the data. If we're on course, then we go to that next step, which is all businesses apart from the highest risk on the 17th of May. Again, 4 weeks, look at the data. If it's trending in the way in which we want it to, on the 21st of June, all the businesses will be open again. So there's obviously uncertainty still, but it does look like there is a roadmap to opening up the country again. So that's quite heavily dependent on new variants not coming in, which the vaccine's less effective against. So hopefully they'll be on top of that. And then obviously the numbers trending in the way that they need them to be. So because we've had quite an aggressive vaccine rollout plan, as I said, you know, if you're looking to target companies that do UK cruises, there's a chance that those jobs might open up sooner. So that's with ourselves, Morella, you know, Carnival UK, P&O, Cunard, Saga. So P&O, obviously that's P&O, Cunard, Carnival UK, part of the Carnival group. They'll probably have local recruitment offices. I know certainly in India, not sure about Nepal or the Philippines. I'm sure probably in the Philippines as well, but they have offices there. Fred Olsen, they're technically managed they've got people in the UK and people in Oslo, so it's a bit of both. But that they hire direct So, you know, if you're looking for work, you know, we're going to have limited capacity. We've got a lot of people on our books. I would say Fred Olsen would be a good company to approach, send your CV to. Go on LinkedIn, who's the crewing manager, send them a message, maybe with a PDF. What I would say is on our website, it doesn't matter whether you're using us or not, we have, I think we have a CV that you can download. Now that's in a format that is the way in which, say, European companies would probably like to look at your CV. It stays very much with dates, facts, figures. That's all people are really interested in. Where have you worked? What was your position? How long did you work there for? Any other stuff like that is, you know, I'm a hard worker, blah blah blah. Is just fluff, really. So you feel free to use our CV even if it's not just with us. So Saga as well. Saga's market is they work with older people, so 50 plus, and most of them are kind of 60s, 70s. So whilst they are in the highest risk with COVID, they're also in the group that are going to be vaccinated first. So because of that, they'll be opening up in June again. So another company, I think they might be technically managed by V-Ships Leisure. They certainly were. I think it's still the case, but I could be wrong. So that'd be another good one to approach. So yeah, the UK market, if you're trying to get work at the moment, I'd suggest it's probably a good one. Marella, Saga, Fred Olsen, the Carnival companies, but also, you know, Norwegian trade here, Royal Caribbean trade here. Okay, I'll just run through your questions. I'll go from the top. Samir, any good news from cruise industry? So yeah, as I said, things that are opening again. I mean, what's quite a good sign is if you look at the share prices of Carnival, you know, the big ones, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, obviously they fell off a cliff in, you know, about a year ago. They are steadily going back up. And if you take, you know, that's kind of a sign of faith that the industry will be recovering. So I would say if you look at the rise of the share prices, that's probably good news, Samir, that it's going to be opening again. Any updates on joining on board? Hi, look, as I said, you know, those are the dates that they say they're going to open. They're all going to be the earliest dates that I ran through earlier. Hopefully it doesn't change, but you never know. Reshabit Rai, how is the situation there? Is vaccination going well? Yes, it is. Yeah, as I said, it's about 40% of the adult population. I'll just have a little look. I can't find it. Anyway, yeah, it's about 40%. There's a clear interview. As I said, Locke, having the interview, we're going to be starting again on our recruitment because, you know, it's going to be opening up gradually. You know, those who we say, you know, we're past an interview stage. You know, we've got lots of people who are very good at past the interview stage, but we've got limited number of jobs. Where would be the training location? It's likely that we'll probably do those at the moment on board, just to limit the chances of, you know, in the virus spreading. So previously we've worked with people from India, and we've done Mumbai and Delhi. And as this problem goes away, we will be traveling again and training, and, you know, doing it in Nepal, doing it in India, doing it in the Philippines. So we will be doing it everywhere. All we need is a room. You know, our trainers can travel. We haven't got a training facility. I mean, our business partners have a training facility in the UK, but it's more cost effective if we do it in other countries for, you know, a couple of us to travel rather than up to 20 people traveling from India to the UK, or Nepal or the Philippines to the UK. So the training will be wherever it needs to be. We just hire rooms out and do it there. It's about 10 days. It's very in depth. When would be the training starts in India? Lock, don't know. When will this pandemic hit the salary package? I don't know what you mean exactly by that, Vipin. Do you mean the salaries that are proposed by the cruise companies? You know, they have to, they will work with the IMO standards that have been set out for your salary. So they can't drop them too much. You know, they look at the number of hours a day you need, then you need to be paid holiday pay, which instead of paying you when you leave, they usually pay you that additional. And then obviously everyone works overtime because you have to work very hard. So I'd say, Vipin, that if there is an impact, I don't think it'll affect it too much. Pankaj, so as you said, from UK, 21st June, UK government may start opening all business. So what about training? Is it starts after June 21st or before it? Pankaj, for us, we will probably know in May if they're going to be trading in June, and then they will probably get crew out as soon as they can, and we would train on board. So if everything goes according to plan, they will probably start mobilizing crew in May. Did only vaccinated passengers will cruise, Rajiv? Hi, Rajiv. Yeah, it will only be vaccinated, I suspect, because that will be, and it may just, they may require crew to have vaccines as well. I'm not too sure, but that there's a good chance that might be the case. You know, it's up to you whether you get a vaccine or not. Personally, why wouldn't you? But I think that there may be a prerequisite there, that they will say that you need to be vaccinated if you come as a passenger, or maybe as crew as well. At it, I've submitted all the necessary documents as Richards would ask me, but so far didn't get anything. I am Ex Morella from Nepal. Hi, at it. Well, you know, the industry's it's just been dead for a year, hasn't it? So you know, there's nothing really. Mr. Keem Sheikh, so during this free time, Indian crew can apply for a new SID card. This SID card will replace Indian CDC in future. I already have it. That's a good point raised by Sheikh there. I don't know if you can see that. So Indian crew can apply for new SID cards. So if you haven't done that, it's replacing CDC. Worthy of doing. I got all my C1D visa and certificate updated too. Oh, that's good at it. Well, you know, if we've got clients who want someone with a C1D visa, you know, that will stand you in good stead. Joseph Madari, I have 12 years work experience in security on land. I am fresher and interested to join on board. The vacancy have a fresher in this year. Joseph, it's going to be a tricky one, because the industry is going to open up slowly. You've got all of these people who worked on cruise ships, and then you've got not that many jobs. So for those who are still looking for jobs in the industry, if you've got 10 years experience working on board, you're much more likely to get hired than somebody who doesn't have any experience. That doesn't mean that it won't be the case. And you get quite high turnover of staff as well, depending on what cruise line also. So, there's always scope for new people joining in the industry. And 18 months ago, it was not that difficult for a new person. All I would say is the industry is going to open up slowly. There's going to be a lot of experienced people there who are looking for work, who are, they're likely to be the first people to be employed because they'll have worked with the employer already, have a good track record, so why wouldn't they take them back? And B, you're likely to hire somebody who's most qualified for the job, and if you've been doing that work for a long time, then you know how to do the work. John, I forwarded you all my STCW certificates, Crown Managed C1D visa, valid medical, Bahamas CDC, and my Indian CDC. Do I need to attend the training again? Well, I don't think have you attended the training? Oh, you mean STCW training? Ours isn't STCW. So our training is, we do control and restraint, searching a person. We train you with all of the skills required to do the job of a security guard. Now that's just brought me on some, looking forward to training and recruiting in the Philippines. Absolutely dominador. So just another thing to add, we have a separate company. It's a company called Isca Wellbeing, and we create videos and make them for seafarers, and it helps them basically look after their mental health. And as we work with a couple of very experienced mental health trainers. So it's a big thing in shipping at the moment, especially with the crew change crisis. A lot of people have had a hard time, and it's difficult working on board anyway. You're away from your family for up to 9 months. You work flat out, for 6.5 days of the week, and you're surrounded by the same people all the time, and if you're not in a great working environment, it can be stressful. And we know, because part of us is a crewing agency, we've had to deal with issues with people working on board, and relationships can get splintered, and people can fall out with each other, and some people can go through quite a difficult time on board. It's a fantastic job, but it's not always that easy, and there's a lot of pressure. So the UK Chamber of Shipping, and a part of the UK Chamber of Shipping called the Merchant Navy Training Board, they released a standard for a training course. I'm just trying to find a copy of that. For a 2-day training course, which was about seafarer mental health and well-being, how to look after yourself, and just how to be aware, what is mental health, what is depression, what is eating disorder, what is delusion and a hallucination, and well-being, what are good ways to look after yourself, to make sure that you are mentally fit for your job, and you're not feeling bad. You don't have you're not sad. So the trainers that we work with are very, very experienced mental health trainers. So between them, there's 2 of them. They've got about 50 years experience. They work with the armed forces. They work with construction. They work with lots of quite hard industries. I'll come back to the other questions later. So anyway, so we've developed this training course, and in the next couple of days, we're expecting that it will get endorsed by the UK Chamber of Shipping. So it'll be the only training course out there that is endorsed by an official industry training body. So it's really good, and look, it will look good in your CV whether you work with us or you don't work with us. It's something that's definitely worth having on there, and you know, it's a good certificate that you would have for potential employers. Now we are going to give away 5 places free of charge to people who enter a competition that we're doing, and we're going to put the details of those competitions on our Isca Wellbeing page. I will just put a link to that page now. But all it's going to be, we're just going to be asking you to take a photo or a video based on the 5 ways to wellbeing, which I can explain more about. But all you do is we'll like go, what's a good way that you keep active when you're either going through lockdown or you're on board? Go like, I go for a walk, take a nice picture. We'll go, right, the person who takes the best picture, we'll give them a free place. It's worth $500, this course. This course, we're not telling you to go on it. We're not asking you to pay for anything. We're just saying, look, we're going to give away 5 free places to anyone who's interested. So I will put a link now in the box here. But get on there. Okay, so in the comments, I've put a link to I've put a link to the LinkedIn page. So we're expecting endorsement from the MNTB literally in the next couple of days. So the competition is going to be over 5 weeks. We're going to give away a free place every week, and we're just going to be doing an activity and asking you to share a picture or a video, and they're going to be about 5 ways, 5 things, actions that you can do that are just good for your mind. So connect, which is about socializing, connecting with other people. Be active, so you know, healthy body, healthy mind. Take notice, that's a little bit about being mindful. Keep learning, so you know, health, you know, you've got to exercise your mind as well as your body. And give, that's about being giving and why it's good for your own, it's good for you to give. So if you follow our LinkedIn page, the link is there. We'll be putting explanations of the activities, what we're asking you to do up, and then if you can just share some pictures on that LinkedIn page of what you're doing, we'll you know, the weekly competitions will be explained in full, but then every single week we'll be giving away a free place. You get it, you get a certificate. The certificate is from the Merchant Navy. It's recognised by the Merchant Navy Training Board, endorsed by the UK Chamber of Shipping, and it's just something good for you to add to your CV. So if you're interested, please go and subscribe or follow our LinkedIn page, which is there. And yeah, hopefully we'll be giving you guys some free places. This has been attended by a couple of seafarers. The feedback's been very good. We've had it attended by Marlow Navigation, one of the largest shipping management companies, Uniteam, one of the largest crewing agencies, Columbia Ship Management, and Columbia Cruise Services, and the feedback's been very good. So give it a go. Right. A few more questions have come through. John, when you means when open for training or training on board? So what we would do is usually we would go to internationally, wherever we're recruiting from, and we would train in a location there. What we're going to be doing is people will be joining and they'll be going through dry docks, wet docks. There's a lot of work that will need to be done. Instead of us going to the country to deliver the training, crew will be joining the ship. We will also join the ship and we'll deliver training on board the ship. Payment. Do I need the crowd management ship security officer certificate to get a job with every cruise vessel? So payment, what you need is your 4 basic STCWs. You need STCW designated security duties, and they also ask you for sometimes for crowd management, or in India it's called passenger ship familiarization. Now it's a bit of a, it doesn't actually exist independently as an STCW. So I think it's part of crisis management, crowd and crisis management. I don't know, it's a bit of a confusing one, but you'll find sometimes that they ask for crowd management. But what I would say you definitely need is your 4 basic STCWs. You need 12 months on those minimum before expiry, and designated security duties. And then for us, we provide training. It's free of charge for 10 days beforehand, just to get people ready for their specific job. Rajiv, future contracts with CCS. Yeah, I mean, if you're working on a Morella ship, your contract will be with CCS. Was there anything else I said I was going to cover today? Has anyone else got any more questions or wants me to talk at length on anything else? I'll just see if any more questions come through. I'm just going to have a little look at see if I can find that vaccination information. Do you want me to remind you and Richard via electronically regarding my documents and CV? No. We will have all. Okay. We will have all your information. You know, it's all stored online, so you won't need to do that. Well, mine's shift, Rajiv, so that's TUI rather than CCS. So obviously Morella are TUI, but they're the UK division of TUI Cruising, and then mine shift is the German division of TUI Cruising, one of their ships, and they're managed, I think it's a joint venture between Royal Caribbean and TUI. I think Royal Caribbean might do the management for those vessels. Pankaj, interviews. If everything goes according to plan and we're hiring again, we'll probably be doing interviews again in around about a month. That would be the earliest. Sagunan, we'll probably be redoing interviews for everyone. No, Rajiv, CCS don't have a contract with Mindshift. They operate completely independently. Any more questions? Cool. Nothing coming through. So I will give it a couple of minutes, and then if no more questions come through, I will say goodbye. When does the one-day series start? Sorry, I know if you're not Indian or English, I know this isn't very interesting for you. River cruises, Rajiv. So that's a funny one because you wouldn't be a seafarer because you're working basically in the country, aren't you? So I don't know that much about it, but I suspect you probably need a work permit. Might be worth looking into, but it would be the security would be a lot less. They probably wouldn't. They might not have a security officer. So I don't think you'd be able to get a job on a river cruises without getting a work permit. Waiting for the passes for course and see for our mental health awareness program. What do you mean by that, VJ? How the training will go, how will you call for? So our training that we do, Navin, if you're talking about cruise ship training, VJ, can you just explain a bit more, waiting for passes for the Seafarer Mental Health Awareness course? So the cruise ship course, so we do, I mean, you don't have to worry about that so much. If you go through the interview stages and then you pass interview stage with our clients, Pankaj, CCS is Columbia Cruise Services. They're the technical managers of Morella. How will the training go? So the technical managers, Morella look after the commercial operations of the ship, and CCS do manage it, but they don't manage anything that is kind of on the entertaining or the hotel side. Getting the ship from A to B and the ship being operational and the health and safety of that ship and the security of that ship. So nothing of the entertainment, but all those things that are about the ship working correctly and safely. All that's managed by CCS. I'm just sending the message now. This is just about the mental health course. Thanks, that's it. I'm not too sure what you mean at it. I can be hired any other company for Morella Cruises. I'm not too sure what that means. Any more questions? Harinder Singh has followed us on Isca Wellbeing Limited. Well done, Harinder Singh. I know, Harry, it's rubbish, isn't it? Well, hopefully it will be over soon. Well, at it, I would say, you know, we will. You just got to. It's tricky at the moment. You got to. You know, if you need work, you've got to speak to whoever might be hiring. So, you know, look in the pool. You've got Bigos. Obviously, their jobs are going to be limited, but you know, who do Bigos work with? They work with Star Cruises, Genting, Disney. I think they do a bit of work with Fred Olsen. So contact them. But also, you know, see if there are any other agencies in the pool. I mean, we're in the process of looking through it. We have done for some time. It's just not been at the top of our priority list because nobody's been hiring recently. But you know, if we have work, you know, we've got your information. But just, you know, we're one agency. So I always say, don't just rely on us. Speak to other companies because we only represent a small part of the, you know, potential vacancies in the industry. Ira Jeeves, well, you know, so we hope that as well. we hope that we'll get some advance notice. Right, guys, we're coming up to the hour mark, so I will say goodbye. Pankaj, what I would say is don't worry about CCS. They're just so for every ship there's levels of ownership. It doesn't matter whether it's a cruise ship or a tanker ship or a you know, a bulker or a multi-purpose vessel. Hi, Dominador. We don't have an age limit, no. So every ship has an owner. So the company that owns the ship. Usually the company that owns the ship is the same people that look after the commercial operations of the ship, but not always. And sometimes it's a subsidiary of that. Quite often they are based in Panama or the Marshall Islands or a tax haven. So this is for every kind of ocean going ship. You have this. You have an owner. Then you have a commercial operator. So for Marella, it's TUI UK Limited trading as Marella. Carnival, the ship owner might be Carnival Corp. The commercial operator might be Carnival UK. And then you have a technical manager. And for the bigger companies, that tends to be the same as the commercial manager, which tends to be the same as the owner. So you might have Carnival own it. Then it's commercially managed by Carnival UK. And then technically managed might be Carnival UK as well. So those are the three kind of components to ship ownership and the running of an ocean going ship. The owner, the technical manager, and then the commercial manager. But then in addition to that, you can also it can also be chartered. So I don't know if this is the case, but you may find that a P&O ship is owned by Carnival in the US, is commercially operated by Carnival UK, is technically operated by Carnival UK, and is chartered by P&O. So you get these slightly confusing different levels of ownership. One's about looking after the money and where that comes from, that's the commercial management. And then the technical management is, as I said, it's making sure that the ship is can operate in water. It's health and safety. And then obviously with cruise ships, you get all those other elements. You get entertainment, you get concessions, you get a hotel. So CCS is the technical managers for Marella cruise ships, also for another couple of cruise ships. That's what they do, they're technical managers. They look after the deck and engine crew. So they just fit within that layer, but they hire security guards. You know, you can email them your CV independently. CCS stands for Columbia Cruise Services because they work with other agencies as well as us. I hope that explained it. It may have just confused you further, Pankaj, but I hope that helped. Right, I'm going to say goodbye. Feel free to drop me a message if you forgot to ask me anything. You can either do that on LinkedIn or you can do that on via my email if you've got it, although preferably LinkedIn. And yeah, get on there. If you can follow the Isca Wellbeing, as I said, enter that competition. It's a 2-day training course. It's worth $500. It's not going to cost you anything, and it will look good on your CV. So, you know, it's a competitive job market out there. That'll just be another thing that might give you an edge over somebody else going for a job. It won't affect you with us. And we don't expect you to do this or anything like that. It's just something that would be good for you. Cool. All right, then. Thanks, everyone. And we'll do this again in about a month's time. Hopefully by then, you know, we'll be saying, right, we're interviewing again. We've got some placements coming up. So fingers crossed. Okay, have a good week, everybody. Take care and look after yourselves. Bye.